Welcome to the Happy, Healthy Life Podcast with your hosts, Rob and Randy, who reveal the truth, the lies, and confusion about health so that you are no longer the victim to mainstream medical dogma and you are the hero to your own happy, healthy story.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Happy Healthy Life Podcast with your host, Robin.
And Randy.
And we are
the Happy Healthy Guys.
Welcome back. You are on a real talk segment right now where we talk about the truth, the lies when it comes to health. No holds barred, completely raw. Right now, let's talk about this. Look at this article right here. It says, we're talking about healthcare right now. What you guys have been taught that healthcare is not really, it's not our definition of healthcare, but this is what's happening in the healthcare industry right now. It says that healthcare has a worsening numbers problem. The estimated 30,000 physicians who joined the U.S. workforce will not be enough to meet the growing demand for care and number of doctors retiring, reducing clinical hours, or planning to exit the field each year. Keep in mind that an estimated 71,309 physicians left the workforce in 2021 through 2022 alone. These supply disruptions unfold as the nation as a whole continues to grow and age, intensifying the demand for physicians even amid a growing pipeline of advanced practice providers. It's a fairly infinite pool of doctors, APPs, nurses, and all types of therapists and techs to take care of a larger and older population. All in all, the U.S. faces an estimated shortage of between 37,800 and 124,000 primary care and specialist physicians by 2034. Okay, now,
what the heck does all that mean?
You know what that means?
Let me tell you what it means. It means the entire system is completely broken. There is no other explanation, Dr. Rob. The whole system, it's not a healthcare system. It is a sickness disease system because the only way you enter it is when you lose your health, and the goal isn't to prevent people from getting sick. You remember, you work for who pays you. Who pays our medical system right now? Who's paying our doctors that are the gatekeepers at this point, or the portal of entry?
I'll tell you right here who pays them. Right here. It says the payers have become massive. The largest payers are 10 times the size of the largest healthcare systems. Who are they talking about? I'm going to read you the list of exactly who it is that they're talking about being the largest payers. Here is who the physicians are working for. And you know what? The secret is this: they're not working for you, just so you know, okay? Here's who they're working for. United Health Group, $20.6 billion in net earnings.
Wow.
20.6 in net earnings, okay? That's 2022. Cigna, 6.7. Elevance Healthcare, $6 billion. CVS Health, 4.2, Humana, and then Centene at 1.2 billion. You know what the effed up part of this is that when you look at this, when it says United Health Group, well, who is that? That's an insurance company, guys, okay? And when it comes to insurance does not pay for you to be healthy. So the fact that they even have health in the name right there shows you that that is an utter lie.
Well, think about that. Healthcare insurance keeps you healthy, just like life insurance
keeps you alive.
Keeps you alive.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It's a scam. They're lying to you. They have nothing to do with health. It even blows my mind when I see like CVS thrown in there. How are they part of the healthcare system? They're a part of a system because the system's contingent on sick people going to doctors and taking drugs. Have you ever walked into a CVS, by the way? Please explain to me what in there is healthy.
Nothing. In fact, they make you walk through all the crap at the front of the store to be able to buy the most unhealthiest things on the face of the planet. And they strategically place everything in the front like that because they know that you are going to buy something on your way to the back, to where it's almost like they should have like the when you see in the movies when they have like the crack house and they have the window that comes to the side.
Yeah.
They should have it to where you walk all the way back to the CVS pharmacy, and then they have the window, the secret knock, the window that opens up, and then they give you your drugs, because that's what it is. They're your drug pusher is what's happening. You just happen to have some other items in the front of the crack house that you can actually buy on your way back there.
Well, dude, if you walk through there, what's in there? It's all processed, ultra processed food and high fructose corn syrup, sugary drinks. I mean, everything in there is designed to make you sick. All the toxic chemical products, from the hair products to the lotions to the cosmetics, the food, the water, every single thing in one of those facilities is the opposite of health. Hell, you can go in there and get your tubs of ice cream in the freezer section. Everything there is making you sick, but don't worry, it's all good, because we have drugs that you can now take to mask all of your symptoms, and you're going to be fine. Trust me. And heck, if you're here, your doctor must have given you a prescription to come fill this drug that you're going to probably be taking for the rest of your life. Hey, trust us. We're your friends. We're here to help you. Not to say that everybody who works in that industry are evil, but dear God, wake up. The only way you change healthcare is you have to no longer be a customer. Stop being a customer and stop holding your doctor accountable for creating health, because your doctor has no training in health. They are trained by the drug companies.
Your doctor doesn't know shit about health. Let's
be real. Your doctor is designed.
They weren't trained, because nothing against the doctor. I mean,
well, I'm defending the doctor right now. I'm defending the doctor because you're going to a doctor and trying to get health advice. Would you go to your mechanic and ask for advice on how to get your hair cut? That's not their fault.
Not what they do.
They're not trained in that. Don't ask Rob or myself for brain surgery. We have no training in brain surgery. That does not make us bad people, but we're going to doctors, we're asking questions, we're following their advice, and the reality of the situation is they're giving you horrible advice, because if you don't know what health is, and if you have zero incentive to create healthy people, which they do not, there's no way in the world you're getting great advice. You follow your doctor's advice. Here's what the stats show. You got a higher likelihood of being dead. It's called iatrogenesis. It is the number one cause of death in the world. Iatro, physician, genesis, origin. The physicians are the origin of death, number one cause. This is not an opinion. I'm not just ranting. I'm not getting emotional. Go look it up. Journal of the American Medical Association, published in 2004, did a whole article on this. Groundbreaking. We knew it to be true, but it confirmed our suspicions. Death by medicine, the number one cause of death in our country. You go to your doctor, you follow their advice, and you end up dead.
Here's the scary part. The scary part right now is it says the largest employer of physicians is one of the world's largest insurers. United Healthcare insures employs nearly 20,000 physicians. Here's what's scary, is that means that you walk into a physician's office, okay? Who should the physician work for? They should work for you, okay?
They don't.
But they don't. They're working for the healthcare company, the insurance company. So they're going to treat you based on whatever that insurance company's protocols are. And so these articles are also talking about the fact that these healthcare companies are paying hospitals and doctors less and less and less. So they're looking at you and going, how can I pay out as little as possible for this person? Let's see how we can do as little as possible for this person rather than do the most. Even if that model was trying to get you healthy, they're looking at you as a dollar sign.
Fee for service.
Fee for service. This is exactly why, if you don't know, I had 2 back surgeries back in 2020. I was breaking a lot of laws of health as far as my own body goes, ironically being a chiropractor. So finally, when it came down to needing to get this surgery, which led to another surgery, you know who I didn't rely on to take care of my health? I didn't rely on an insurance company.
Yeah.
You know how I did that? I paid cash. Because I wanted to make sure the doctor
work for you.
They now work for me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that the doctor who was working on me was working for me.
Yeah.
I was the one that was paying his bill, paying his salary. So I got to be able to have a say in how it is that I wanted to be treated. Okay. So it's funny because you also look at the bill and what they would have billed insurance if I would have been paying cash. It was like $450,000.
And what did you settle it for, if you don't mind me asking?
It settled first. I think it ended up being somewhere between like 17 and 20,000, somewhere in there.
So it was a $450,000 bill working through insurance. And you paid out of pocket around $15,000 to $20,000 for the exact same procedures that were done to you.
That's exactly right.
That's the difference between how your doctor gets paid. They get paid by insurance companies. They're revving up healthcare costs, which at this point have to be over. And I didn't look it up. I don't know if you know off the top of your head, has to be over $5 trillion right now. They're literally bankrupting our country. We are a country of drugs, surgeries, doctors, and medical propaganda. You cannot live in this model. I've told you guys before, and I know Dr. Rob, you left the model as well. I left the medical cartel. That's right. It is a cartel. I left this cartel back in 1999, and I'm never going back outside of an emergency situation, which is about 2 to 3% of our healthcare system. Thank God for it. The majority of our healthcare system is drugging the population and treating all the chronic illness, which is all downstream of poor metabolic function, which can be reversed, which can be helped, which can be strengthened. You can prevent these conditions. They just don't have any interest in that. So you have to wake up. Personal responsibility, taking ownership of your health. You are your best doctor. You're your own best advocate, and health is your number one investment. If you're investing in insurance companies and investing your money into doctors, you're going to wind up on the short end of the stick almost every single time.
To answer your question, $4.5 trillion is what's spent.
I guess $5 trillion. That wasn't that
in
far
healthcare.
off.
And that was 2022. So
Wow.
I can't imagine that actually went down.
Well, think about it. What that means is per person. It says right there, that's $13,493 per person. And they're not getting anything from me or you, and maybe some of you listening. So somebody's getting our share. That number is catastrophic and can no longer be sustained. That isn't sustainable, Dr. Rob.
That it's not sustainable. So here's what we got to do. Here's the solution. Okay. The real talk solution is you got to get to, like you said, number one is take responsibility for your own health.
Right.
You got to change your mindset. Okay. You have to believe in the fact that your body was designed to heal. Okay. Your body was designed to heal, was designed to be well. It doesn't need any help. It just needs no interference. So you got to find, okay, what is it that's interfering with your body's ability to be able to adapt chemically, physically, and emotionally? Once you can do that, you can be able to truly regain your health. That's everything that we always talk about. We look at, we're both retired chiropractors. DC, Doctor of Chiropractic, we say means Doctor of Cause, because we want to get to the cause of the problem.
Yep. The cause is the cure. Right?
Always.
Health is the normal. Disease is the abnormal. How in the world are we this sick, this depressed, this overweight?
Man, get to the cause.
Is another $5 trillion going to turn this thing around? I mean, how far do we have to drive north from Texas to get to California? You'll never, ever get there. Stop being a customer. We're pleading with you. Get yourself out of the system. If you need help doing that, this is what we do. We love to disrupt. We love to talk the truth. We like to call out the bull crap that's happening in this healthcare model, but we also offer solutions, because some of you probably like, listen, I agree with everything you're saying. I don't know what to do. Dr. Rob, if somebody doesn't know what to do and they're stuck and they're scared and they're losing everything, what should they do?
Well, number one is they can hit us up, okay, through our social media. They can go to @the_H2Life. On Instagram. They can go there. One of the things that they also can do is just to be able to see how your body is working. One of the things you always hear us talk about is metabolism. If you listen to our podcast, if you consume our information, we're always talking about metabolism. And here's why that's important. I'm not talking about calories in, calories out. I'm not talking about getting thin. I'm not talking about losing weight. What I'm talking about is the process that your body uses to be able to heal and repair. That's your metabolism. Yeah. That's why the word meta means transformation, bol being beginning of life. It's a system that transforms the cells in your body back to the beginning of life. And that really is on this. It's interesting. As I get older, it seems like the older that I get, the more my journey goes back to getting myself back to the beginning of life, right? Getting myself as close to what God intended as I possibly can. And that really is what your metabolism is all about. So we can help you by doing that. Number one is let's find out what your metabolism is doing. Let's find out how your metabolism is functioning, how it's not functioning. You can go to metabolismscore.com. We've got a quiz on there where you can be able to, it's free. Yeah. You just put your information in there. It's going to tell you how your metabolism is doing, which really is a good indicator of how well your body is adapting to its environment. And if it's not adapting well to its environment, there could be a problem going on and we can be able to help to point you in the right direction as to who it is that you need to see, who can be able to take a look at your body, holistically speaking, looking at your body as a whole, saying why it's not working the way it's supposed to, what's interfering with your body's ability to be able to heal and adapt chemically, physically, and emotionally, and then get you the answers that you're looking for. And the answers that you should be looking for is getting to the cause of the problem.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, because when you hear the word metabolism, a lot of times your mind just jumps to, well, that controls what you weigh.
Yeah.
And it does. Listen, your metabolic profile, it controls so many things. There's thousands of metabolic processes happening in all of your 80 trillion cells all the time. So it's not just about being at a good weight. It's about being at a healthy weight, because your body's healthy, it's adapting and it's healing. And that is all built on your metabolic profile. So when we talk about what does poor metabolic function look like, it's called heart disease. It's called stroke. It's called diabetes. 100% of these are metabolic conditions. Heck, I overcame late stage cancer. It was a metabolic condition. I changed my metabolic profile to overcome this. Everything from arthritis to depression to poor energy, no libido, literally you're not sleeping well, all the things that we associate with maybe aging or bad luck or bad genetics or poor metabolic function. Listen, these are things that we're dealing with that can be reversed. I said it earlier, I glossed over it quickly, but going back to it, we have a bunch of conditions and diseases that are basically the same thing. They are all downstream of poor metabolic function. And your doctor, your Western trained doctor, your allopathic reductionist doctor, who makes a huge living off creating victims and creating permanent conditions that run in your family, or you're just getting older and they want to give you drugs, there is nothing they're going to do to help change and educate and teach and give you real solutions to turning around your metabolic profile. That is a fact. If they could do it, ask yourself the question, how long have you been going to your doctor? And how many problems do you have? And how many medications are you on? And if they were going to fix your metabolic profile, don't you think they'd have probably done it a long, long time ago? They don't have the training. They don't know what they're doing in that regard. Thank God for crisis. But there's no way in heck I would ever go back to a doctor that helped me in a crisis, which I did. I broke my leg in high school. Thank God for the doctors, the surgeries, the morphine, the nurses. But I would never go back to that doctor. Think how insane this would be. I go back to that doctor and I'm like, hey, how do I keep me and my family healthy and prevent chronic illness? It goes right over their head. They just don't have any training in this. So stop going to your doctor. And really, you're putting them in a really no-win situation when you ask them questions like that, because they just don't know what to do other than pull out that prescription pad and write you that prescription so you can take these drugs. And if you give drugs to a healthy person, Dr. Rob, what happens to them?
They're going to get sick.
You can't give drugs to a sick person and make them healthy. It just doesn't work that way. If you could poison people into health, we wouldn't be spending $5 trillion and getting crappy results. By the way, for all that money, guess where we rank? Last in almost every major health category you could even measure. We're as poor as some third world countries in some categories. This is no joke. I mean, is it? Am I? This is not hyperbolic. This is real stuff. You need to wake up. If you have not woken up, wake yourself up. Get out of this system while you can, because it's only getting worse.
There you go. So thanks for listening to the Happy Healthy Life podcast. This has been your Real Talk segment with Rob and Randy.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Tune in again next week for another episode of the Happy Healthy Life.
Thanks for listening to the Happy Healthy Life podcast. If you enjoy the show, make sure to follow them on Instagram at the H2 Life, or on YouTube and Facebook at the Happy Healthy Guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review the show wherever you listen to podcasts.